Hey Joe, you like books?
So Tom picked like, hey, our top 5 books, and I immediately thought the Bible, but it, that's a
Oh
whole
shit. Oh,
book.
Bible Black. Fuck.
It's disqualified because it's not one book; it's a collection of books.
It's an omnibus.
Right, a bus. But
Don't fall asleep, Joe. We're almost done.
anyway, so one book I just finished that I fucking loved was Watership Down by Richard Adams, and it's about rabbits. Tom hates rabbits. Well, his people like to eat rabbits a lot. Uh,
Poor whites is what he's trying to
this
say.
is damn, a good book. I highly recommend it.
Is
But
that your number 5?
number 5, whether you like rabbits,
Have you seen the movie? What's this book about?
it's about rabbits that leave their warren. That's their home because one of the rabbits is like saying, "Hey, I got a vision. Like something's bad's gonna happen. We got to get the fuck out of here." So they do, and they get the fuck out of there, and they like have to go and like get across other land, and they find some other like rabbits, and some of them are just docile and like, hey, we're happy to live here or we're gonna die eventually. And then it's like, no, fuck this, and they go to another one, they find some other rabbits that are very militant, and they gotta like fucking fight against them. And like that shit's not good, but they do fight against them, and they emerge victorious, Tom. They emerge victorious. uh it's good, man. It's the book is really fucking good. You wouldn't like it, Tom, because it's about like
It's too wordy.
it's about it's about feeling good, and you don't like Watership Down. Great book.
Joe, my number 5 is another great book. But it's not just any book. It's a textbook, Joe. And it's a Rudy Ray Moore textbook. And it is called Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself. Not that song, but something that Rudy would say after he had sex with a man. Very good. It's pretty much a fucking textbook of Rudy Ray Moore's life and career. It is set up like a textbook with, your paragraphs and pictures and stuff all jumbled together. A nice, hard bound book. And would highly recommend if you're a fan of Rudy Ray Moore. If I ever have a thought in my head or want to look up something in a movie, it's just nice to go in and reference it. It's easy to find. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hot stuff. Full of big, thick erections. Would recommend. Throbbers.
Now, number 2, I have Lonesome Dove.
Number 4.
Number 4, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. This is a fucking great book with great characters. They made a TV miniseries about it, and that's good too. But the book, man, there's no comparison to this shit. It is great. And
You
Tom,
had to get that in there, didn't you, Joe?
mhm.
Oh, there just happened to be a TV miniseries that, I may or may not have starred in. You were the lonesome dove in that, Joe. That was you.
Caw-haw! Caw-haw!
It was starring the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be.
Mhm.
Joe Brett the Hitman Hart Garcia. Did you forget about that?
Yeah, you want to get that?
Oh, I don't. I want to finish this show.
So do I. God damn.
It's a goddamn marathon. We're already past 2 hours. Can I say fuck now?
You can say the homosexual F word now.
fuck? Okay, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 is an art book. Those are some of my favorite books. I should say I didn't choose any comic books or any trade paperbacks for this because we kind of already did that with our favorite comic storylines, and it would probably be the same list if we did that. So, Joe, I picked out my favorite art book, and that is Go Team Venture, the art and making of the Venture Brothers. Show got canceled after this. This is pretty much everything you want except the movie, quote unquote movie, aka long episode that I guess they finished that will be released hopefully this year. But yeah, if you're not a piece of shit like old Brett over there, check out the Venture Brothers. It's great. It won't put you in a sharpshooter and accidentally insert their penis into you. Like, number 3, accidentally.
At number 3, I have Hour of the Dragon by Robert E. Howard. This is a Conan novel. And with this shit, Conan's not even in this fucking book until a third of the way in it. It's like Robert E. Howard writes fucking action and adventure like nobody else. This is a fucking great book. And it made my list at number 3, god damn it.
Joe, my number 3 is also a great book. It is a biography, but it's not just a biography. It's filled with interviews interspersed with the biographical content to give you a whole smorgasbord of entertainment. Don't own this one because I like audio books, and these ones don't have audio books, so I bought the physical copies.
Cheat.
But Mexican American. No, this is the Chris Farley Show by some guy. It's pretty good. Listen to this one whenever the fuck, few years ago, whenever the fuck it came out, and it's good shit. I'm a Chris Farley fan, and I'm fat, so I can identify. Joe, what's your number 2?
At number 2, I have The Painted Bird by Jerzy Kosinski, about this kid that just like a bunch of bad shit happens to him. And that's all you got.
Joe?
Oh, that was my number 1. Sorry.
Joe, my number 2 is based on a true story. It is based on a true story, but that is also the name of the book by Norm Macdonald. It's his biography, but it's also full of a bunch of fucking bullshit, and that's why it's called Based on a True Story, because he took the foundation of his life and just added a bunch of fucking bullshit to it, so you will be entertained. The audio book is read by Norm Macdonald. If you have never fucking heard this, highly, highly, highly recommend checking it out, because it is probably should have been number 1, but we'll get to number 1 in a minute, right after you get to your number 2.
At number 2, because I already did my number 1.
We understand.
My number 2 is The Stand by Stephen King. This is a fucking book that, hey, if you want to learn some shit about characterization, about
what?
This is it. This is a fucking great book. I think I've read it 3 times. Will probably read it again at some point before I die in a year or 2. I hope. I probably won't have time for that, I guess, now that I think about it.
Probably not.
But yeah, this book is great. Great. Number
Joe, thank you. My number one is a book that I keep going back to. Probably looking at it now, it's probably a good 20 years.
How to Make Love to a Man.
The Tom Martino story. I've been going back to the with a foreword by Joe Garcia. Joe Brett the Hitman Hart Garcia. So I've been going back to this one for about 10 years. This is probably the best thing besides
Second
getting
Way Across America by Tom Martino.
A Man's Gotta Eat, a love story. So I've because he loves the dick. So
I love the dick. But
yeah, I know you do, Joe. I know you do, and that's okay. Atlas of the Human Anatomy for the Artist. This shit I go back to very, very often, not only because there's photographic evidence of male
dick.
genitalia, but because there's actual drawn or sketched images of male genitalia too. If you're an artist, check it out. It's fucking this is the best thing I've got out of the fucking Tom Savini school besides Molested. So would recommend. It's good. I don't know how much it is now, but look at this. You can tell this is fucking used like my anal holes. It's all beat the fuck up and shit. But yeah, it is good. It is good. It is smooth and it is good. Atlas of Human Anatomy for the Artist. Joe, sure hope you're going to tell us what we're going to talk about next week.
Nope.
Fuck. All right, then. Head on over to DWNProductions.net and get yourself a mask painted like me. If you see any masks there you like, but you don't like the paint job at DWNProductions.net, you can just say, "Hey, Tom, can you paint something better?" And I'll say, "Sure. What do you have in mind?" And you'll say, "Oh, I don't know. I should have thought about that before I hit you up. Bye." But that's all right. Head on over to DWNProductions.net. Pick something up. I got a pre-order up there. Thank you for the 3 people who fucking purchased one. I appreciate that. I was feeling pretty goddamn bad about myself when I didn't sell a 1 and then 3 popped up and I put that rope away, and we'll save that for another day. So DWNProductions.net for the dopest shit you fucking need. Joe.
Tom should feel like shit because, that's him. But anyway, I'm going to be busy as fuck, I would think, for the next 23 days before Friday.
You backing into things with your pants down again?
But anyway, hit me up if you need. No,
Head. Whoa.
Don't. Just go to Tom's site and just ask him for some custom shit that, that is very unreasonable. Just fucking ask him about it.
I've been given reasonable prices out and they said, "Oh, no, thank you." I expect as much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But head on over to Fast Custom Shirts where you can find a bunch of fucking shirts made. Not really, but the screens might be there. Probably not. Hopefully not, because they'll have to make new screens and fucking print them anyways for $10. So head on over to fastcustomshirts.com, DWNProductions.net. Everybody have a fucking great week. I hope all your dreams come true. But on top of that, boy, gob.